All right, appreciate that, John, and feel free to stop screen sharing. I'll just speak to everyone for a few minutes. I love to see their smiling faces. If you can have your cameras on as long as you're dressed, love to see you. So anyway, yeah, I appreciate that, John and Tomas doing an amazing job. And it wasn't Mr. Clean, it was actually the Hair Club for Men, the before picture. Like that was me. We don't have an after picture yet, but with all the nodes and the rewards, I'll be able to, have enough hopefully to get some new hair. But I appreciate it. Just to share my quick story with you, because there may be some of you on here tonight that you're like me. Like some of these people, they've been in crypto and the blockchain space now for several years. And me, 7 months ago, Tony being a great friend of mine, and Paul just did an amazing job. And Tony, I don't think people understand like how much success Tony has had as well. Like to have an accounting firm that did 10 billion the last 24 months with 2 billion in profit. I know people that have done billions, but not with multiple companies at the same time. To have a credit card processing company doing several billion a year, to have a delivery company that hit the Inc. 500, merged with delivery.com, and now is the #1 franchisee in the entire world, to have oil wells, real estate, software development company, all these different things. We all have our gifts, and he just had a gift for being able to recognize when there's a need, recognize when there's a trend, position himself in front of it, and he's done extremely well. He's just got a knack for that. And so when he called me up and said, Darin, you want to fly with me out to Utah? And I'm like, for what? He said, well, I'm going to go meet with the #1 level 1 blockchain guy in the world, and he's the one that helped start Gala Games, and we're talking about nodes and blockchain. And I'm like, Tony, I don't even know what a node is, right? A little node humor. And I'm like, but if you're asking me to get on your private jet to go hang out with some billionaires and learn, I'm a sponge. I want to learn. I went and sat in this room, and Tony laughed because he said he could hear Charlie Brown's teacher in my head, the wah, 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 because it was just all new to me. It was very, Tomas, were you trying to say something, Tomas?
Yeah, no, because I remember when you just got to the first event in Utah, and I see all these people that try to learn, and you coming in. I know, guys, Gary's very entrepreneurial. This is the guy that already made 6 figures in different network marketing companies. He knows network marketing, but he brought to the arena that was not only network marketing, it's about technology, it's about blockchain. And in this arena, there's so many scammers, let's put it that way, that he was almost laughing in the back. It was almost. And I was trying to say to him, bro, you gotta listen to these things. And he was like, yeah, I know everything. Don't worry. I got it. And then after a couple months that I see him again, he switched his mentality and he got all in. That's what I want to say. People don't understand blockchain until they understand it. When they understand it, they see the opportunity. And that's it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So here I was not knowing anything about anything. And I did purchase I had some nodes. And then over the next several months, it's that reticular activating system. Okay, the RAS for short. It's like you never noticed how many cars are on the road like the one you're driving it till you bought it. They were there before, but now that awareness. So now I'm starting to hear about the Bitcoin halving. Now I'm starting to hear about the Bitcoin ETF and Bitcoin hitting $1 trillion market cap. I'm starting to hear that blockchain is the fastest growing technology ever. Like it's growing faster than the internet in 1996. And so then I'm seeing my rewards start to compound. And all of a sudden I've got several million rewards. And I just went all in. I'm like, you know what? Everyone that I know, love, and care about, I want to know about. I wanted to hear about this. And that's when I went all in. So kind of setting up what I'm going to talk to you about our new project, which is exciting because you've got John and Tomas that were right there from the very beginning of Gala Games. And I was sitting here with my calculator, John, when you said a 36,000% increase. Okay, my calculator said, John needs to buy you dinner. That's what my calculator said, because that's amazing, to go out there and do what you both did. But they don't teach us how to recognize opportunities and trends in school because if they did, every one of us would take that class. And there's a German philosopher that said, look, opportunities go through three phases. Number one, they're ridiculed. Number two, they're violently opposed. And number three, they're self-evident. So if you think about it, if we went back a few years ago and I went out and I talked to Brian and I'm like, hey, Brian, remember how we were raised, how they go, never get into a stranger's car, right? Or don't let a stranger get into your car. I've got a great business model. What if we take and pay to get in strangers' cars? You would have said, that's the stupidest business model I've ever heard. Why would anybody ever do that? That was Uber. We missed Uber. Then we Airbnb. Why don't we let strangers stay in your home? That's a crazy idea. We missed Airbnb. We missed the internet when it first came out. People were like, what is this magical internet thing? Well, it was a highway for information. But then blockchain is a highway to transfer value. And then when AOL started sending out CDs, hey, this is how you get on the highway of the internet. And so we missed all of those things. So then when you fast forward to where we are right now, to me, it's like when I saw Tony put $53 million in, and now he's put even more. And for us to have a conversation saying, Darin, I believe this is going to, my personal opinion, this is the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. And Darin, if you go all in, or anybody goes all in, you could have a bigger year than I've ever had in my life to this point. I didn't believe that at that time because I didn't understand blockchain. I didn't understand how these projects, they start out and you're earning these rewards and they're worth very little, but then you could have a 36,000% increase. I didn't get positioned in Apple in the beginning or Microsoft or Amazon. I missed those. I didn't want to miss this. And so the project that we're going to be launching, which is really exciting, is called Rally. Okay, now, who do you know that does online meetings? Well, it's pretty much every single one of us. And what's fascinating, I was looking up numbers, and it's hard to find current numbers, but I found in 2019, Zoom had 10 million, I don't know if it was daily users or what it was. Maybe it's just 10 million users. But since then, it has grown over 2,900% a day to now they have over 300 million daily users. Daily. That is just Zoom. And so when you start looking at 78% of companies, corporate companies, are using video conferencing for team collaborations. And then 96% of organizations believe video conferencing can increase employee productivity. So what does that mean for all of us? Well, for one, what is the challenge? What are the problems, the challenges that we have as individuals? Because every entrepreneur we know, whether it's real estate, whether it's network marketing, whether it's affiliate marketing, insurance, financial services, it doesn't matter. Most of us are using some type of video conferencing platform. So for users like us, the challenge is privacy and security concerns. So when everything is centralized, it's in one place. If they hack it, right, just like our bank, all of our information is right there to be taken. But when it's on the blockchain, you have a more secure and private network, limited control over data. When we're on one platform like this, we don't even control our data. Not only that, there's no financial incentives. Like tonight, we didn't care what platform we used. We didn't care if it was Google Meet or Microsoft Team, or we didn't care if it was Zoom. But guess what? If you had a platform where you're earning digital rewards, when I went to get gas this week, I'm like, oops, almost used my debit card. I don't want to do that because I don't get my airline miles like I do with my American Airlines credit card. When I went to get a smoothie earlier today, I'm like, make sure I get my rewards, right? So we're at a place like the cell phone company that contacted my family. And they're like, listen, we can't buy land all over the world, but what we can do is we can go to someone like you, and we want to pay you a really good amount of money to put our cell phone tower on one little piece of your property. And we did, right? So that cell phone tower is handling all those transactions, which is really exciting, right? So when you have a platform where you can earn digital rewards, if you're earning rewards, why would you ever go back to any other platform? And just like Tomas said, when we launch in the next several weeks, Okay, we're working extremely fast to get everything together. We're going to be global instantaneously. We will be doing meetings as day one in over 100 countries. And so that's just for users. Now let's talk about businesses. And you're like, hey, well, why does that matter to me? Well, if you're a node owner, how many of you would have loved to have been a part of Zoom when it first started? Or Amazon or any of the big companies? Well, when you are a node, when you purchase a node, you purchase that software, you are actually a owner, right? One node, one vote of these projects, which is exciting. Like, it's all our project. It's not my project, it's our project. So if you look at when we start having membership subscriptions, just like Zoom, there's a free package they can have, but they also can upgrade. So can you imagine how many millions of subscribers we're going to put on with this platform? What do you think that's going to do to the rewards, right? The value of the rewards. So for businesses, they have increased operational cost. When that business is spending a lot of money on video conferencing, but if they're earning rewards, they can use that to take some of that cost away. Compliance and confidentiality risk. We did a Zoom here several weeks ago with the CEO of $1 billion bank. And he's like, how fast can we have access to this platform? Because it's one of our top concerns. Because you have compliance and confidentiality risk. They know that there's a higher increase in chance of them getting hacked and have everyone's data stolen, and what that can mean for the corporation. You have inefficiencies in remote collaboration. When you have incentives and we have action rewards for people being engaged, people sharing the platform, you're paying people to basically go share the platform. Again, it's going to grow at lightning speed. Lack of innovation and competitive edge. What happened to Blockbuster? Right, what happened to Blockbuster? Netflix got laughed out of their office because they were just focused on Blockbuster. They weren't focused on let's see how we can serve the community. Let's see how we can add more value. And they go, we like charging late fees. That's where we make a lot of money. Well, Blockbuster is a dinosaur. Blockbuster was $1 billion plus in debt when it went out of business. Not only that, engagement, productivity, and on and on and on. And then I was looking at a few more stats, and then I'll go ahead and end. If you look at the rapid growth of video conferencing, okay, right now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. The increase in remote work. According to a survey, 16% of companies globally are fully remote. 62% of workers aged 22 to 65 claim they work remote occasionally or more and more often. They're demanding better security. Video is a preferred communication tool, with 75% of employees preferring video over traditional conference calls. Blockchain is reducing cost, okay, because blockchain technology can reduce infrastructure costs up to 30%. And there's more, right? There's a lot more. So what does that mean for each and every one of you? Well, here's how, first of all, the node pricing works. You just heard Tomas say, look, if you can get a gallon node, it's $100 grand. And so we starting out at $2,500 with no email, no Zoom like this. In the first 2 hours, just putting it in the back, in the cart, in the back office of Connect, right? People were refreshing their screen, and we sold $1.2 million in the first 2 hours. So when the prices go up $100 for every 100 nodes sold, it should have immediately gone up $400 to $600. Now, I'm trying to get the reports fast because there's no telling what we've sold since then. I was talking to someone, they're like, hey, look, we have someone's probably going to buy another 300 nodes. So when April 5th at midnight, when that's the final, we're going to hold it at $2,500. Right now, that is the final time. What do you think the price is going to be at that point? Could it be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 per node? We don't know. So what does that mean for you? Well, what it means for you is the tokenomics, the way that they work, when there's 50 billion rewards, half of those are released the very first year. And then the next half year, it halves. So you go from 50 billion the first year, 25 billion are released, then the next 12.5 billion, then the next year 6 whatever billion. So for you to be able to purchase a node in one of these projects in the very beginning for the least amount that you're ever going to be able to purchase it, with the least amount of node owners the project's ever going to have, with the most amount of rewards that you're ever going to get, that's a great time if you want to get involved and if you see the vision of what we're going to do. We're going to go straight head to head with Zoom and Microsoft Team and all of these. Our goal, the project's never going to be done because we're always going to be going, hey, look, how can we do a better job serving the community, making it a better product, right? Impacting the world. And so with that said, I would encourage you, if you see the value in that, go in the cart. You can, if you're using, your crypto, you can get whatever you want. If you're using a credit card, up to 3 at a time. The cart will, I think, go up to $10,000. So with the fees and everything like that. But John, I think that is it. Our goal, now when you purchase the nodes, whether it's Rev or Rally. So Rally is the video conferencing platform. Our goal is in the next few weeks to be able to launch the project. We're working as hard and as fast as we possibly can, multiple meetings every single day, tons of people working on these projects. So your node, you don't have to worry about hosting it yet. We will notify you when the project goes live, when you can host the node, and when it starts generating rewards. But right now, you're basically locking in at that founder node price through April 5th. And so, John, I think that's it. I will turn it back to you. And it's definitely, it's exciting times when you think about it. I've got an article right here that said that blockchain, this is from the World Economic Forum, that said blockchain will disrupt the World Economic Forum, $867 trillion in traditional business markets, right? That's phenomenal, right? So where we are with the $867 trillion disruption, blockchain growing faster than the internet in 1996. Now you've got all these big names like BlackRock and Fidelity, all these big names coming on board. You got the Bitcoin halving. You've got, financial advisors, friends of mine are saying, look, now we're recommending a certain percentage of a person's portfolio to have crypto in that retirement portfolio. So it's really a perfect storm of all these things coming together. It's like the world is conspiring to do us good. And blockchain is sexy. It's disruptive. It's not something that people are so used to hearing every single day. They're fascinated by it. They want to learn. And then once you plant that seed, the media, I'm watching Mission Impossible the other night, and they turned the phone on the train, and it says blockchain encrypted. He's going to send $100 million instantly, right? Blacklist. They were talking about crypto and, and Bitcoin. So once you plant the seed, the world is going to start exposing and following up. And they're, even if they don't see it right now, and this is the first time I've ever felt, I'll leave you this last thing, I've ever felt convicted to where I go, everyone I know, love, and care about, I don't care if they do it or not. I just don't want to see them this Christmas. And they go, if you knew, why didn't you tell me? That's why my kids, my adult children, my gift to them, I bought them nodes because they can set up their nodes online. They are generating rewards on a daily basis. And I look, and if it just did what Gala did, or a fraction of what that did, but what if it does more? It will change their lives. So, John, I'll turn it back to you. I appreciate the time, and it's been great sharing with all of you.